Too small. Saturday night. Remember, make sure you turn up, bro.
Yeah. Always turn up.
Make sure you turn up. Bring it.
Make sure you
bring it.
Make sure you bring it.
Daniel Dubois just attacked Oleksandr Usyk at the airport, and honestly, it's laughable. You lose the fight, get schooled 4 rounds, and then show up at the airport trying to swing like it's round 13. That's not a comeback, it's a meltdown. Dubois needs a reality check, not a rematch. Usyk's face said it all. He was fuming. No fear, no backing down. Street fight. I'm ready right now. That's a real warrior talking. Dubois tried to sneak chaos, but all he got was Usyk's icy wrath. You don't poke a lion after losing to him. Usyk looked like he was seconds from folding him on the floor. Joe Rogan absolutely ripped into Dubois, and rightly so. You lost in the ring. Now you're throwing cheap shots in the airport lounge like it's some kind of rematch. Rogan called it out. No game plan, no mindset, just pure delusion. Dubois didn't just embarrass himself in the ring. Now, he's doing it under airport CCTV. Usyk didn't swing first, but he sure finished it with that icy stare.
I'm ready one fight and tomorrow. And the rematch. And the street fight.
Eddie Hearn looked genuinely disturbed. When a promoter says, I don't want to see it, you know it's bad. Watching Dubois lose his head and lunge at Usyk like some wild amateur. That's not boxing, it's desperation. Usyk's one of Eddie's heroes, and Dubois made a fool of himself trying to start round 2 at Terminal 3.
Or have you been just kind of fucking off here and there, and then you're like, I can fucking do it?
Yeah.
Because I can fucking do it is not.
Gareth called it very disappointing, and that's putting it lightly. Daniel Dubois looked like a man fully unhinged. You lose with no excuses, and then try to jump Usyk at the airport. What kind of clown show is that? Instead of regrouping and earning respect, Dubois is out here brawling in public like a frustrated schoolboy. No control, no class, no clue.
I'm not saying abandon the fight. I'm just going, not for me, mate. I don't want to watch it. So, like...
When your own sister calls you a disgrace, you know you've hit rock bottom. Caroline Dubois, saying that out loud tells you everything. Daniel's actions, both inside the ring and at the airport, have embarrassed not just himself, but his family too. He didn't just lose to Usyk, he mentally folded. Now he's lashing out, acting like a tough guy in terminals because he couldn't stand toe-to-toe in the ring. Usyk didn't need to say a word. Carolyn did the job for him, and the truth stings. Daniel isn't built for the elite level. He's crumbling under the weight of his own hype, while Usyk keeps climbing cool as ever. If your own blood publicly questions your dignity, maybe it's time to look in the mirror instead of trying to swing at legends. At baggage claim, and then Derek Chisora gave his take, and he didn't sugarcoat anything either.
Umar, and I think I've just been piecing it together today. I haven't been reporting on it this.
Derek Chisora dropped straight wisdom, and Dubois should listen. You want to be a killer, hang out with killers. Instead, Dubois is hanging around baggage belts trying to scrap like it's Fight Night 2.0. He focused on the drama, not the discipline. Usyk, on the other hand, is the killer. Chisora is talking about a silent assassin who trains like a machine and doesn't waste time on childish stunts. This is what separates the greats from the wannabes. Dubois still thinks fighting is about throwing punches, but he's ignoring the mindset, the grind, the heart. Meanwhile, Usyk is levels ahead, physically, mentally, spiritually. Derek's message wasn't just a jab, it was a warning. If you're not serious, you'll keep losing, and then you'll start acting out in places like airports just to feel relevant. Dubois needs less rage and more reality checks. And Russ Anbird laid out exactly why Usyk's dominance is only getting scarier.
And is supremely talented, but time and season is everything in the sport.
Russ Amber nailed it. Usyk may be 38, but he's fighting like he's 28. Stronger, smarter, sharper with every bout. Meanwhile, Dubois is out here trying to throw tantrums instead of punches. That airport stunt wasn't about bad intentions, it was about a bad mentality. He couldn't land clean in the ring, so he thought he'd land cheap shots by surprise. Usyk's aging like fine wine, outclassing Joshua, breaking down Fury, and humiliating Dubois. Twice. What's Daniel doing? Picking fights in public and getting mocked by fans and fighters alike. Russ sees it clearly. Age doesn't matter when your mindset's elite. Dubois still hasn't learned that. He thought he could overpower Usyk, but ended up outboxed, out hot. And now, out of control. You can't beat greatness with emotions, and you definitely don't shake Usyk by yelling across an airport. Now Martin Buckel gives his verdict, and it's nothing short of brutal for Dubois.
You got to put him up there, man. That was phenomenal. People talking about age, you know, it was his show.
Martin Buckel's words echo the truth. Usyk is the best right now. no debate. Undefeated, undisputed, unstoppable. While Dubois is running around causing airport drama like it's Love Island on tour, Usyk's legacy grows fight after fight. Backle calls him a machine, and he's not wrong. Usyk's style, stamina, and steel nerves make him a complete monster. Meanwhile, Dubois couldn't beat him in the ring and still hasn't accepted it. That clash at the airport was just another embarrassing attempt to stay relevant. You don't become great by throwing hands in terminals. You become great by earning respect. Usyk's doing that. Dubois is just throwing tantrums. Bacol's praise isn't flattery, it's recognition of a master at work. And Dubois, he's miles away from that level. Instead of lashing out, he should be taking notes. And when Don Charles spoke, you could feel the frustration. He didn't even have words.
Thought it could be dominating. I thought he was doing the things that I think Dubois did, what I expected him to do, and Usyk did what I expected him to do. You know, he controlled, moved, waited, but then he started landing hard.
Don Charles, being speechless, says everything because sometimes silence hits harder than words. Watching Dubois fold again and again and then act like a gangster at the airport has become embarrassing. Don's frustration isn't just about the fight, it's about the circus that followed. Round 4 was brutal, but what came after was worse. Dubois didn't just lose in the ring, he lost his head, while Usyk stayed calm, composed, and unbothered. Dubois tried to pick a fight in public, like some frustrated YouTuber trying to go viral. Charles saw what we all saw, a fighter, mentally broken, grasping at anything to salvage ego. Usyk didn't con anyone, he conquered. And Dubois, he cracked. If your own team can't find words anymore, maybe it's time to stop talking and start rebuilding.
It's the best for right now. For this moment now is the best. Retire or keep fighting. He done amazing. This guy is a machine, so it's the best right now, to be honest, so it's still undefeated.
Eddie Hearn laid it out perfectly. Usyk doesn't run from pressure, he adapts and dominates. First round, sure, Dubois came out aggressive, but after that Usyk flipped the switch and went beast mode. He didn't just outbox Dubois, he beat him up. That's the mark of a champion. He beat AJ twice, he tamed Fury, and he broke Dubois twice. That airport chaos wasn't a rematch attempt. It was a cry from a man who couldn't deal with getting outclassed by a genius. While Dubois swings in panic, Usyk reads the moment, switches gears, and controls the narrative. That's elite. That's why Hearn calls it unbelievable. Dubois may have hands, but Usyk's got a legacy. He fights with IQ, not impulse. And after humbling the so-called heavyweight monsters, Usyk proved again. He's not just the man to beat, he's the man. No one can beat Dubois. Isn't on that level, not in the ring, and certainly not at the airport. And Dave Allen, he said what most were thinking, but with savage honesty.
Speechless. I usually got a lot to say. I'm speechless. The fight ended in round 4, and we got conned out.
Dave Allen said it straight. Dubois quit. No injury, excuse, no confusion, just folded. That finishing shot didn't send him into another dimension, it sent him straight into denial. He stood up like nothing happened, but the fight was over because his heart wasn't in it. That's why fans are livid, that's why critics don't respect him, and that's exactly why he exploded at Usyk in the airport, because deep down he knows he bottled it. You don't try to fight a man in public unless you're haunted by what he did to you in private. Dave Allen didn't just call him a quitter, he declared himself the chairman of the Quit Committee. That's next level roasting. Meanwhile, Usyk didn't even acknowledge Dubois' tantrum. Why would he? Already broke him mentally in the ring. Dubois keeps trying to rewrite history, but everyone remembers the truth. And the truth is, Usyk didn't just beat him, he exposed him. You can't brawl, you're way out of that. And then came Lennox Lewis, the legend himself, saluting Usyk's brilliance.